Hello, I'm David. I'm here with Matthew Ryan of TGG Games.
Hey.
And so we're going to do a playthrough and how to play of Tournament Fishing, the Night Fishing expansion.
That's correct.
So we've known each other for 3 years here in Vegas. And so I'm going to just help and learn. And it's actually kind of nice that someone else is going to teach me a game for once.
It's always nice to be getting taught the game instead of teaching the game.
Right. So let's take a look here. This is the playmat, right? That you could.
Yep.
Ooh, I did just mess that up, didn't I? This is a playmat that comes with. You could get with the Kickstarter, correct?
Yeah, this is a playmat. You can use it for the solo mode or multiplayer mode, which you can kind of see on the numbers. It shows you how many lake spots to fill depending on how many players. So if you had 4, you would fill all this.
Okay.
This entire row down here.
So where do you want to begin?
So we're gonna play through Tournament Fishing, the Night Fishing expansion. It is a solo experience where you'll be playing against an AI over 13 rounds.
Okay.
What's going to happen is the AI will have their turn. They're going to catch some fish in the lake, buy some things in the bait shop, and then it will be our turn.
So is this a typical setup?
So this is the solo setup. What I did here is the top row is your bait shop where you'll be able to buy better cards and equipment throughout the game to try and make your deck stronger so you can catch fish more easily. Right here is the lake decks. This is where we'll be fishing, trying to catch the fish, learning about them. And when we catch the fish, they have different points and strength values. So as we catch them, we get more points and things like that.
So how many cards are in each one of these?
In the solo mode, you have 5 lake spots with 8 cards in each.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And is the fight deck also used in both games?
So the fight decks in the solo and the multiplayer game, the fight deck can be used either way. There's also fight dice. For this game, I'm actually going to use the fight dice. These are available as like an add-on. They're only a couple bucks, but they don't actually come with if you just get the night fishing expansion, but you can get them, and I prefer playing with the dice because I just like them more.
Okay, so what would you use normally if you don't have the dice?
Normally, it would just come with the fight deck, and you can play the game with the fight deck as well.
Okay.
It's just a little less forgiving, I think, than the dice, personally.
So in other words, if for the randomization, you'd either use the deck or the dice, but you're going to use the dice in this case?
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
Got it.
And then the last thing that you see here on the playmat is the AI deck. We're going to flip this. You shuffle this. It's 13 different cards. So every time you play the game, it's a different experience. But we're going to flip it over, and it will tell us what happens with the lake and the bait shop every turn. And then you'll see each hour has a special ability. So each round will have a unique ability that affects your turn as well.
And I see you have you're holding some cards. So what is that?
So this here is the starting angler deck. They're easily distinguishable by the purple text on the cards. The normal bait shop cards just have a white text, as you can see here. And what you do is you start with 10 of them. You're going to shuffle them up, and to start the game, you draw 6 cards, and that will be your hand to begin the game.
Got it. So this is a deck building game.
That's correct. It is a deck building game.
So just so you know, reason why I'm asking all these questions and guiding the conversation, I have no idea. We haven't played this yet. So I am all ears. And if you might want to put it, do 2 rows. Like
2 rows,
this.
okay.
Yeah. And we're doing this for the first time on camera. So
Yeah. Oh, I'll move it up a little.
Go ahead, move it up. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
So this is just
takes a little practice.
Yeah, this is so everyone can see my starting hand and what I have. So the way that this is going to work is the AI will have their turn first, and then we will have our turn, and there's 5 phases in each turn. That phase is the search. The first phase for us is the search phase, where we'll use our cards to allow us to look at different lake spots in the game. The second phase is going to be the cast phase, where we would try and catch a fish in those lake spots. So we would use one of our baits. For example, the grasshopper, we would use that with a pitch cast to build up our strength, and maybe add the paws as well, because you want to have a higher strength score as you play the game to match the fish that you're trying to catch.
Got it.
After the cast phase, if the fish does bite, you're going to have to reel it in. And the way you do that is the fish card will indicate, just for example purposes, it will indicate the strength that you need to catch it, the bait type you need to catch it, and then it will show you how many cards to draw,
Okay.
or how many dice to roll, and what color die.
Yeah, I can show it on this camera too, just
Yeah.
in case it's not very visible. So it's color coded. So the green means that you need bait with that color.
Correct.
Okay.
And then it shows that we would have to roll a gray die, and whatever showed up on that gray die is what we would have to counter. And the way we do that is with cards within our hand.
So the gray die is basically the fish defending. Is that what that means?
Correct.
Okay, they're trying to resist being caught.
Some fish you roll all 3 die, some fish just 1, and
Okay.
the dies have different difficulties.
Got it. Okay.
Just put that back
Oh,
there.
they're back in there. Okay.
Yep. So with that, I think we can start around, and as questions come up, we'll answer them, and we can get this started. Oh, actually, I didn't go over the last couple phases.
Okay, that's all right.
So there's a buy phase after the real phase where you'll be able to buy items from the bait shop with cards that remain in your hand. Each card has a value on it, as you can see at the bottom, that shows you how much it's worth when you try to buy something. So if I had these 3 cards left, I could try and buy something worth $3.
So those are dollar symbols.
Exactly.
So
yes.
each one of those cards has $1. So your starting deck doesn't have very valuable cards. They're all $1 basically.
Yeah, and as
Okay.
you buy items from the bait shop, those cards have higher values and stronger abilities as well.
Oh, okay. There's a number here. So let me
Yes.
see here.
So they actually have the price tag that you can see right there, the 5. Your thumb's over it.
Oh, okay.
So that's how much it will cost us to
Cost.
buy it, and then when we use it to buy things, it has a value of 2.
Okay, so a 2. All right, so it's good that I showed it up close because I couldn't. Are all those ones right there?
Yes, these are all
Okay.
ones
Okay.
that you start with.
Yeah, I'm older now. I can't see as well.
And the thing too is when you're buying cards from the bait shop, they go directly into your hand versus into your discard pile. And you can't overspend cards that you just want to get out of your hands. You have to actually be buying something. And after the buy phase, there's the cleanup phase, and that's where you will reset the bait shop and also redraw your hand up to 6, and then you'll go into the next round of the game.
Okay. All right. So let's. Are we ready to get started then? Anything else you want to say?
All right, I think we can start now. I corrected the false alarm. So what we'll do is the AI will always go first, and the way we do that is by flipping this card. Now this is going to show us exactly what the AI's turn does, if you want to show
I
that.
can show that.
So it can show us that in the bait shop, it's going to buy the second item in the bait shop. So
Okay.
what we do is that item actually gets removed from the bait shop, so we can no longer buy that on our turn.
Okay, so basically, it's limiting your choices. The AI isn't going to use it, but it's removed from the game. Is what you're saying?
Correct. Then it shows you on the bottom portion of the card that it's showing you that the AI actually caught something this round, but the question marks are showing that we can choose from where
okay.
in the lake he caught or the AI caught.
Okay, so you have some choices. So this is empty right now, giving us only 4 possible choices on the buy phase, right?
Right? And we don't actually know anything about the lake yet, so it's going to be random what we pick, but normal if we had information about the lake, we would want to try and pick a location that a weaker, less valuable fish is located, but we don't have any information, so...
Well, let me ask you this. Is there any advantage to fishing out in this deck? Does this simulate it being further out in the lake, or are they all the same elevation, so to speak?
It's all the same elevation. There's no difference as to, or any reason really to fish out of one versus the other.
Okay, only if it's revealed it would
Yeah.
it'd be
There-
advantageous.
There are expansions in the multiplayer game that you could implement into the solo game where you can see here it says locations. You put a location card under these decks, and then they have an actual special ability. So it might be the location might be off the dock, so your cast have a +2 bonus in this lake spot.
See, I anticipated that there might be differences
Yeah.
in how far out you are, or if you're how close you are. Okay, very cool. But in this case, it's random. So which one do you want to do?
Let's just pick the middle, I guess.
Okay.
So it shows a
Alligator
gar. And that one is showing that it has a strength of 6.
Okay, the white symbol.
But it shows you the arrow pointing downward says it's actually worth 5. So at the end of the score, the AI will have 5 points from this card. You can also see it shows you this fish would have bought any lure at all.
Ah, because it's all 4 types.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it also shows you the different cards and dice that would have been drawn if it was us, but the AI automatically always catches the fish.
All right, so it didn't matter. So since it's the AI's turn, the AI has 5 points.
Right.
And how many turns are we playing?
It goes over 12 rounds.
Okay.
So that goes into what is called the AI's live well now.
Okay.
And we just set it to the side at a location.
Okay.
So we'll just put it over here, I guess.
All right. So we know. Are we allowed to look at how many points the AI has at any time?
So you're not allowed to look through the deck. Obviously, as we pull it, we know. So if we can remember, we know that the AI has 5
so there's
points.
a little bit of surprise if you're not keeping good count.
Right.
Okay. So if we remember, the AI has 5. There's going to be 11 more rounds. What's the range of those cards? Their values at 1 point to what?
I think the highest ones might be like 12 or 15. I don't actually remember off the top of my head, but they really fluctuate.
Well, I'd say the average is it average 6, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, there's a good variety of all of them, and it gets easier to catch those stronger strength fish as you get more cards in your hand.
The reason why I'm asking is if it is over 12 rounds, the AI could potentially have 72 points on average by the end of the game.
Yeah, the AI is they're good anglers, so they're tough to beat.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking strategy here that we got to
And it's important to know too, they don't catch something every single round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
So that's good.
All right.
All right, so now we can take our turn, and if you want to show my hand real quick to everyone. The way that this is going to go is we're going to do the search phase. We don't actually have any cards in our hand right now that can be used in the search phase, because those are typically cards that you get from the bait shop. So we're going to move directly into the cast phase. And the way that you cast is you have to select one of your bait types. I only have one bait right now, which is the red grasshopper, and this is a live bait. There are also artificial bait types in the game. So we will use the grasshopper. Sorry, I don't know what it means. Maybe here.
Okay, so you're going to so because we don't know what's face up, we're having to guess right now.
Yeah, so we can put the grasshopper, and we can also we can play cards with this right now. So we could play a pitch card to give it a strength of 2 right now is what we have. But overall we have some pretty weak cards. So
we always have to start with bait.
That's correct.
And then we have to add cards in.
You can play one yellow or cast card. You can play as many of the present gray cards as you'd like to add up your strength. And then if something does bite, you always have the option of playing one hook card.
Oh, okay.
Which is optional.
So cast, present, and hook. So only one of these, as many of these as you want, and then if you really need an extra push to catch that, you can add in a red. And are you typically only going to have 6 cards, or like other deck builders, you might be able to get more than 6 in your turn?
There will be cards that allow you to draw more cards as the game goes on, so that is a possibility. Yeah, but we'll take these back for the time being, and put those into our hand, and then we're going to cast with the grasshopper and the yellow pitch just so we can try and learn about the lake or get some information. One thing that I did forget to mention, which I'd like to now, for our turn, you may not scan. So although we had no scan cards during the search phase, it kind of didn't really affect us this round.
Do we have a scan card in our beginning deck?
You do not. They're normally cards that you get.
Okay. So as I see here, you're flipping up a card for an effect for the AI, and then there's an event here is basically that.
Yeah, so whatever the effect shows on the card underneath the AI that you flipped is what's going to affect your turn. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, in this case, it didn't really affect us, but yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I forgot. But we can move forward now, so we can cast, and we have a strength of 2. So what we do is we just pick a lake spot. Let's pick the middle one. So we can see here that this is a walleye with a strength of 5 and has the yellow bait type, which, you know, we obviously don't meet the criteria for because we have a red grasshopper with a strength of 2.
So does that mean it stays up?
So what actually happens is it goes face down, but back on top of the lake. So there's a memory element where you want to try and remember what's in the deck.
Okay, that's cool. So then these, we played those then.
Well, we failed our first cast attempt, and since the fish did not bite, we're allowed to have one more cast attempt.
Okay.
So we can learn a little bit more about the lake. So let's pick this card. So here we have a white bass. It has a strength of 3 and a bait type of green. Obviously, we don't meet the criteria again, but this is good information for us to have.
Okay. So we got to remember that's green and that was yellow, if I remember right. Was it yellow?
I think so. I know it was 5 strength, and I know this was green with 3, so we want to try and remember that.
The numbers. I'm not remembering that.
It's important. Okay, so this is actually, our cast phase is over now. Nothing bit, so we don't go into the reel phase. So now what we do is we go directly into the buy phase. And as you can see here, we have $4 in our hand to buy things from the bait shop. So we can take a look at the bait shop and kind of see what the cards do and if any of them might be beneficial for us. I like this master set because it gives you 4 strength and allows you to discard one of the fight cards or dice.
But we only have $4.
We can't afford it. Yeah. So that's a problem.
Now, are you limited to how many cards you can buy?
You can buy as many as you can afford.
Okay.
Yep. So.
And I noticed that we don't replenish this until after.
That's correct.
Okay.
So it was essentially the AI went there and bought that, and it's off the shelf now.
Yeah. See, we could have bought this for 4.
Yeah. Yeah, so, that would have been helpful too.
Oh well.
That's okay. The AI got it. So I think actually the strong line is a good option for us. It allows us to attach it to our play area during the search phase, which is the phase that we weren't able to do anything before.
Okay.
And then when we do get to a real phase, we can actually discard one of the cards or fight dice, in this case fight dice, which can be really beneficial for us and make catching a fish a lot easier.
Trying to get it to focus. But the point is it 2 different bait types here?
Yeah, so if we were to use that to counter a fish in the real phase, we could counter either a green or a yellow icon.
Got it.
Yeah.
So a little bit like Magic the Gathering here, huh? We got a little bit of countering going on.
So I think we'll buy the strong line, and as I said, when you buy something, it goes into your hand. And then we have to pay for it, so I say we just get rid of these 3, and these can go into a discard pile.
Okay.
So now that the buy phase is over, what we do is we go into the cleanup phase, and that means we restock the bait shop.
Okay.
So we'll replenish that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like other deck building games, things shifting down doesn't matter.
No.
It's just 5 positions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a few good things came out. They might be beneficial to us in the next round. And then we only have 2 cards in our hand, so we have to draw back up to 6. So I'll just show them.
All right. So you keep cards from hand to hand.
That's correct.
Okay. That adds a little bit more strategy.
Yeah, there's definitely some hand management involved. And then we shuffled, and we'll redraw another card. So this is our new hand.
Okay.
And now we're good to go into the next round, and it will be the AI's turn. So,
right, so
we'll flip the AI's card. And it shows us that they bought the far right item from the bait shop. So we'll remove that.
Okay, so we lost a plug.
Yeah.
Which is a...
It's a bait type. It's an artificial lure.
Okay.
And that one, I'd like to point out too, just because I just noticed it, but this one actually has 2 bait type values, so it counts as a green and a yellow. There are some fish that require a green and a yellow, or a red and a black, so these can come in real handy.
Yeah. Now, do your live bait ever spoil?
Oh, that's actually a good point about the live bait. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Keep in mind, I've never played this.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy you mentioned that, because I often forget when I'm playing the game that when you use a live bait in a cast, it actually goes into something called the bait bucket, which is next to it's just a spot next to the bait shop line,
Okay.
and you can buy these back for $1. I totally forgot to do that, and I often forget that.
So the artificial baits you get back into your hand.
Yeah, they'll go into your discard pile. The live
Okay.
baits go actually into a bait bucket that
And
can be
that's why
purchased
it's
later
so
on.
cheap.
Yeah, and they're
Okay.
$1. So,
Oh.
you know, the red live bait grasshopper for $1. It's, you know, if we knew there was a red fish there, we definitely would have want to buy that back.
And the thing is, though, you can, when you have this stack here, can you thumb through it to get what you want?
I'm pretty sure you can. I'll have to double check on that to just clarify, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you can thumb through there and kind of get what you need out of it.
Very cool. All right,
Yeah.
so are we ready for the AI?
Yeah,
then?
so the AI, it bought, and now it's showing us that it caught a,
Do we need to pay attention to the event here?
when it's our turn,
Okay.
we'll make sure that we actually announce that this time, because I forgot last time, but
See, that's what I'm hearing. Huh?
yeah, the AI has the bottom portion of their card left, which is basically they catch a card from that
All right.
location.
So now they have another, looks like 5 points. No, 4 points.
4 points. So it is a largemouth. You would have needed a strength of 5 to catch it, and it's worth 4 points. The reason that you see these arrows with a lower value is because it bites any lure, so it's easier to catch.
Got it.
But yeah, that goes into the AI's live well, and if we're remembering correctly, we have 0 points and the AI has 9
That's correct.
at the moment.
So 9 points and we're in the second turn, but we still have 10 more turns.
That's right.
All right, so nothing else that the AI does.
That's correct.
We know what's on these two.
We
if
do.
We can remember. I think it was yellow and
A green. I remember that this was a green 3,
Okay.
and I'm not forgetting that because we have a very good round that we can have right now.
all right. So hey, yeah, you do got yellow and green.
Right. So we go into what is the search phase again, which is the first round. We're actually able to play our strong line in the search phase, as it indicates here. Might be easier to show it
Okay.
up there actually. But it shows you that it can be played during the search phase, and then it attaches to your play area. So that's just a spot in front of you, so you remember that this is an attachment you have now.
Okay.
And we can utilize this card later on if we want to.
So it's basically a technology upgrade of your.
Essentially, and it will stay in our play area until we meet that red criteria and we actually use it, at which point it will then be discarded.
Got it. All right. So we could just put it over here just to remind ourselves.
That's fine. So we have strong line now, which could come in handy. But let's play some bait types. So we remember that this has the green fish with a strength of 3. So
now, just let me ask you that I haven't. What does these spots usually mean? Is this in the?
So when you play 3 or 4 players, you fill up more lake spots. So if you had 3 players, you would fill all of these. When you have 4, you fill up every single spot on the board.
See. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so let's try and catch that fish that we remembered was here. So we'll play a green lure type.
And we need 6 strength, if I remember.
We
right?
do need, I think it was 3, right? So if
so
we remember, our
remember
bonus,
better than me.
yeah, our bonus for this round, just to show real quick, here we go. We have +1 strength. So right now we have +1, which is good to know.
Okay. That was the event. That was a beneficial event. Would you say the deck is half and half, positive, negative, neutral? What would you say?
Yeah, it's pretty much split evenly with the negative and positives.
Okay.
So we know that we have a +1 strength and we have a green bait type. We don't actually have to play any cards on top of it to cast this. So let's just cast to this spot here. So it's the white bass that has the 3 strength and the green requirement for the bait type. So what we do is we know we have 1 strength. We can play that hook card, the red hook card that we're allowed to play 1. So we bumps us up to a 3.
All right. You just only have to equal or match. All right.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
So now this fish has bitten our lure, and we now move into the reel phase, which we didn't get to do before, but we do now. So the reel phase basically is telling us to see how we battle the fish. It shows you here, either draw 1 card or roll 1 gray die. In this case, we will roll the 1 gray die.
Okay.
And it will show you what you have to counter. This is actually a while symbol, so we can play any icon type to defeat it.
Okay.
Now, if you go to my hand, you can see that I have these cards to combat that. I have 2 yellow icons and 1 red.
All right, so when you're battling the fish, you got to look at the icons on the left.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you can only play 1 per icon. Sometimes there's 2, but you can only count it as 1.
Okay.
To combat 1. So in this case, we have a wild, so we can play any card in our hand. So let's just play the reel. So we'll play the reel to combat that. And now we've caught the fish. So go us.
3 points.
3 points. And
Very
this
cool.
goes into our live well, which we will put down here away from the AI so we remember. But I'll just put it under our hand.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll put
That makes sense.
this over here. And we get to look at what we have? Or,
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine.
So, yeah, I'll just put it right here. When I move the picture in picture, it will be there.
Okay.
Yeah, like there. All right. So that was one, what was that stage called again?
So that was the reel phase. So we reeled in the fish and we caught it. And since we've done that, we go to the 4th round, or the 4th phase, which is the buy phase again.
All right. So when the previous turn, we were able to cast twice.
That's correct.
Okay. But because we were successful in catching a fish, we only do 1 reel phase.
Exactly. So the idea is that because in the first round we cast and nothing bit it,
Right.
we still had our bait, so we could cast again.
Got it.
In the second round, it bit right away, so that bait is now taken.
So,
and
yeah,
the
we don't get to cast again because we got a bite. The first
Exactly.
time. Okay.
So these cards will be discarded into our discard pile, but our strong line stays in a play because we didn't use it.
Okay, very cool.
So that goes in our discard, and now we go to the buy phase again, and we have $2, and you know what? Those were salmon eggs, which is a live bait type, so that goes into the bait bucket.
Oh, good, you remembered.
Yeah, got it that time. I always forget that one, but I really like that it's in the game because it makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
But yeah, we have $2, and there's a couple options. We could get the tackle box or the hold still. I think we just go. I like the tackle box because we get to look at the top 3 cards.
Okay.
Of your deck and place 1 in your hand, so we're essentially creating our hand, turning our hand into 7 cards instead of 6.
Right. All right. Let's go for it.
So let's buy that. So this goes right into our hand, and then these 2 cards are discarded into our discard pile because we spent them. So now
that's a nice game design. That a lot of deck builders, you buy something that goes into your discard pile. So being able to use it right away is nice.
It is. It helps you plan out what you're trying to do as well. So we'll draw up to 6 cards in our hand, and then we'll put this here. And then we'll restock the bait shop as well.
Well, one thing I noticed about this solo game is that you don't feel like you're getting punished right away. There's a lot of solo games that do that.
Well, we are down 6 points, and it's only round 2, but
But the point is that you don't feel like giving up.
Yeah, oh yeah.
There's games like that where
You're like, all right,
you're
the
gonna
heck
lose.
with it.
Yeah.
We still have a chance. I believe in us.
All right, so now we're on to the AI.
That's correct. So we'll flip the card, and it's showing us that the AI bought the first and last item in the bait shop.
Okay.
And the AI is going to catch another fish, unfortunately. We'll do the center.
Okay. Oops. So now we could go a lot faster now we've gone those 2 turns.
Yeah.
5 points. All right. So now it's got like
5
what?
minutes live well.
So it's got like 10
I think
points. Now.
I think it has 14 now, actually.
14.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now we can go
What's the event?
scan a lake spot. So it's our turn. It's the search phase. We get to look at somewhere in the lake for free.
Well, let's take a look at what bait we have. Right now we have
a problem because we don't have bait, but we do have the tackle box. So we can play this.
Now, can you play this before we use the event? In other words, what's the order? When does the event take place?
This is a search phase card, and so is the event. So we get to use them both in this phase.
Okay, got it.
So we can look at a lake spot right now. It doesn't necessarily matter what bait we try and find, but let's go here.
Okay.
And it's a red bait of 3 strength.
And we know that we could buy a red one back if we need to. That's in the deck.
Yeah, I wish I bought that. But okay, so now we'll play our tackle box because we're in the search phase, which allows us to look at the top 3 cards.
Okay.
And we actually only have 2 because we've been buying a lot of stuff and not buying back our live bait. But we can buy a minnow.
Okay, if you could show it on camera here a little bit more.
Sorry about that.
The 2 choices that you had.
So we had 2 choices, and we'll pick the minnow because we need a bait type, right?
Yeah.
So we'll put that back, and then this goes into our discard. Okay, so now let's go to our cast phase.
And as I asked before, there's no hand limit, so you can have more than 6 cards.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
And we also have something in our attachment area, so it's, we have something, it's just not really doing anything. All right, so let's play our minnow. It's a live bait, so we're going to have to buy some bait back because we're losing all of our bait types. I don't know if we should just go for it, kind of, or kind of try and save and buy something.
Well,
because we don't really know anything about...
Yeah, we know this is red.
Well, I think wasn't this a green... Or this was a yellow 5, but I think the AI just got it, actually.
Let's see here. What we got before was green.
Yeah.
And...
I'm pretty sure that was the yellow 5, but the AI just got it.
Yeah, you're right, it is.
Yeah,
so we'd be guessing
I think it's probably best if we just actually try and learn a little bit more about the lake and save our money so we can buy something better. So let's cast here.
Okay.
So
now we know we have 2 reds.
And this one is 6, and the other one I think was about 3. So we get our second cast attempt. Let's look here.
Okay, well we do have... Oh, but we need a black.
We actually need 2 types, and you can see it's really easy to catch, but it has, low strength, but a really high score point because you need 2 bait types for it.
And we only have 1 anyway.
Yeah,
so at least we know we have a yellow for it.
Yeah. So no reel phase, directly into the buy phase. This goes into the bait bucket. Now I think we want to. I think we need to buy some
live
bait back, and maybe some items as well. So let us buy the red grasshopper because we saw where a lot of red fish were. So we'll buy that for 1 for sure, and then I think we'll discard this for the $1 so we can buy it.
Okay.
Discard was down here, and then we have $4 left to spend. I'm thinking it might be good to buy the hold still.
So you like that card? Okay.
Yeah, so I think we spend 2 to buy that. So let's spend this and that.
Now I take it you have a lot of experience fishing.
With this game, yeah.
Oh, okay, but not in real life?
In real life, I fished, but I'm not the best fisher. I've gone a few times, but it was actually the designer who, is the love for fishing. So that's where this passion game came from.
Got it.
But I think that's good for our buy phase. I think we reset and let the AI go and try and catch something next turn.
All right. And you can't discard. You basically have those 4 cards, and you're gonna draw 2 new ones.
We'll draw that, and then
you're shuffling your discard pile.
Shuffling the discard pile, so we randomly get another reel.
All right, and then those are the new cards that came up. We got cast, artificial lure, a cruise
an
control.
Attachment, and
so that's another like technology.
The fish finder is good too because it will allow us to look at 2 lake spots.
Okay.
All right, so we'll do the AI's turn now. They're going to buy the perfect spot, so that's gone. And then this means that fish goes to the bottom of the deck. Okay. It's like a little refresh arrow symbol. Nope.
Okay.
If we knew what it was and we were trying to get that, that would be a real bummer, but we don't. So.
Well, we didn't cast in that one, so we don't. It didn't hurt us at all.
Yep. And then for this phase, it says we can draw a card and then discard a card. So we will draw a card from our hand. It's another lure, and I think we just discard it. There's no real reason to keep it.
Okay.
So we'll just discard the one we got. And now we can go into trying to catch a fish. And we have a red bait, and we know where some red fish are. So I think we want to try and play that. So we'll play our grasshopper. And then I
So
believe
what's interesting about that phase, if I may say something,
Yeah.
it didn't catch a fish that turn.
Yeah, so that was nice.
Yeah, so that helped. It's going to help us catch up.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So we'll play this. I think this was the red 3, and I think this was a red 6, but I don't remember 100%. But we'll play this, which gives us 2 strength, and then we can play the... If we play this during the cast phase, this gives us 2 strength, but because we're using a live bait, it gives us a bonus 2 strength. So we actually have a strength of 6 right now.
Well, let's go for the...
I think this was the 6.
I think so, too.
So let's go for that. Oh, it was a 4.
Okay.
So we obviously meet the criteria to catch this, but it's telling us that we need to roll a white die and a gray die, and then we're going to have to counter those symbols.
So we have 6. That's just to catch it, and now we got to battle it.
Yep. So we had over what we needed to actually catch this.
2 yellow. And unfortunately...
Oh, no. We remember when we discarded that yellow?
But you do have this attachment, but that's not enough.
Yeah, because we would need 2 yellows. So that's just a really bad roll on my part. And there's no point to use that attachment right now. So that's pretty unfortunate.
So the fish got away.
And that's the way fishing goes, though. So what happens is our live bait goes back into the bait bucket. And because this fish is now kind of scared, it goes to the bottom of the lake.
Wow.
It swims away. So that went pretty poorly for us. But that's fishing.
Yeah, it would have been interesting, but we didn't know that. Well, if you put those 2 cards back, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Could you have played this card without this card, or you have to have a pitch?
You don't have to play pitch. The only card you have to play is a bait type.
Okay. It would have been interesting if we were to go back in time. If we didn't play that, then we would have had to.
We need our little... Yeah.
Oh, well, that's the way it goes.
That's why they call it fishing and not catching.
All right, so we reset. Oh, we're gonna buy.
Yeah. So now we go into the buy phase. That's a real bummer. I think we should. I think we should buy that grasshopper back again because I'm pretty sure there was red somewhere over here.
Another red one right here.
Yeah. So we'll put the grasshopper and we'll spend this artificial lure for that. And I don't know. We have $2 left? Did you want to try and buy anything, or I think we can kind of.
Well, should we get some more live bait?
Yeah, we could get more live bait, or we could try and get maybe a cruise control or the quick sling. But I think we should try and get one of these, because we can always buy that next round. I think we go for... Yeah, I think we get the quick sling.
Okay, go for it.
All right, which is pretty good. So we spent 2. I discarded 2 cards to pay for that. Now we have to draw back up to 6.
Those are your top 2 cards, and now you're shuffling the discard pile to get the other 2.
That's correct. And look at that, no yellows again. Well, we got 1. There's a shortage of yellows, apparently. All right, well, we're in the search phase. Sorry, we go reset and do the AI's turn.
All right. And is it always the same 12 cards, or is there a random amount of 12 cards?
They're the same cards, but you shuffle them, so this way the effects that are coming out are always different.
But you do know what 12 things are going to happen at some point in the game.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
The base game has 2 other AIs, so there are other AIs to play against.
So you could potentially have 14 possibilities, but you'd play with only 12.
Yeah, so you could go, see this one's AI Angler 1, there's an AI Angler 2, and 3, but there's an AI Angler 1 and 2. So there's, and they have a little bit of different special abilities as well.
So when you say 1 and 2, does that mean deck 1 and deck 2?
Yeah, so they're actually in the base game.
Okay.
But the night fishing comes with just the Angler 3.
I see.
Yeah.
So the base game comes with 2 AI decks, and this expansion adds another AI deck.
And they're all different.
All right.
So we'll do the AI's turn. So it's going to buy the bobber, and then the thing in the middle here is going to go to the bottom of the deck, this fish. I don't know what it was.
There was a red one here.
Yeah, we got to go for that because we're
Yeah.
falling behind. So it's our turn. We'll jump right into it. We get to draw a card in the search phase, so that's really good for us because that's the bonus for the round. So there we go. We got a yellow. So now I think we play our... Well, we can play our tackle box if you want. Or I don't really think we need to, though.
Well, it's only... what icons are we missing that we would want to need? We only have red, green, and yellow. Is there any other icons you need to battle the fish?
I think we should hold on to the tackle box.
Because it's a yellow and red.
Yeah.
Because we might need those
And then we could play this reel. Or we'll play this one, actually. Because it's green and red. But, so we play the grasshopper. We have a strength of 0 right now. If we play our quick sling, we're up to 3. I think this was a 3 strength, but I don't want to be wrong. I don't know if we should play another card to strengthen. Well, we do have the set if we need. So we could play that, the hook, if we need to, but I don't want to cast too low. So I kind of want to play this just to be safe.
Well, if we play this one, we have plenty of red. It's only a 1, right?
Oh yeah, it will actually give us 2 strength. So we're at 5 right now because this is a live bait and it gives you a bonus 1 if you're using live bait, which we are.
Okay, so we should have enough.
Okay,
right?
let's go there. It was a 3. All right,
So-
so we a little overkill, but we have to reel it in now, and hopefully we get this one. So it's the gray die. It's
Right.
telling us to roll.
Gray die.
And what do you know? It's a yellow.
Yeah, we
And
have yellow.
luckily we have yellow this time, so we can spend this to counter that.
Yeah, I would keep the tackle box.
Yeah, and we successfully caught another fish. Go us.
And how many points is that? That's
It's only 3, but you know they add up. We're up to
6.
6.
Hey, at least the AI didn't get more stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And we
So-
still have our strong line we didn't have to tag or use yet. So these are all discarded, and now we can go into the buy phase. Well,
Oh, don't forget to put the
the grasshopper
live
up
bait.
there. So I think maybe we try that spinner bait. Just so we have a new bait type to use.
Yeah, and
right?
it's green and red. That sounds
Yeah.
good.
So that's 3. So this is actually worth 3. So we can spend 1 card here.
Okay. That way we have the
Yeah.
tackle
And
box
then we'll get the
and
spinner.
the set.
We'll get the spinner bait back. And then, did you want to try and buy anything else, or are you happy with that?
I think we just go with that.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So we'll reset.
All right. So
I'll draw us back up to our 6. And then we'll do the AI's turn.
all right, AI time.
So they're going to buy the cruise control. Remove that. And they catch another fish from the middle. Oh,
An 8.
and it's a big one. It's an 8.
Ah,
And that's a heartbreaker to see, but
gosh, they probably. What do they have now? Like 20 points?
yeah, they're getting up there.
Hey,
They're getting up there for sure.
okay.
All right, so it's our turn, and we have a -1 cast phase right now,
Oh.
so that's kind of a bummer.
So that's a -1.
Yeah, but let's play our spinner. Well, do we want to play our tackle box or hold on to it? Can look
Or
at
do
the
we have
top
anything
3.
that can scan? That's what we need to do, right? Because we don't know anything. We don't know what's in any of the piles.
Yeah, we really need to buy this fish finder eventually. Oh, excuse me, sorry. So,
Do we have anything we can do to scan? Or we're just going to be doing a random cast?
I think it's going to be a random cast again for us.
Okay, so then maybe we do need to use a tackle box to get more? I don't know. You know the game better.
Yeah,
Or
let's.
should we keep it. Keep it for now.
I think we should just keep it for now, and
Alright.
we'll play our spinner bait. And
This is a green or a red. It can be, right?
and if it's a fish that is 6 or higher, it gives us a bonus 2 points.
All right.
The problem is if we play too much, we won't be able to combat it. So this puts us at a 4 strength, -1 3. It might be best to just save our money and try and buy stuff.
All right. So where do we want to go?
So I'll take that back. Might as well really just take it all back. All right, let's learn about the lake. Let's cast here. There's the red
There's the
6 we were looking at. So this would be a 2. Yeah, we can't catch it, so we don't need it, but that's good to know.
Okay, then we can cast again.
Yeah.
Let me get you your water here.
Okay. I was like, yeah, I probably need that. And then let's look here. Oh, we actually knew that one, I think.
Oh, it's only a 2 though. We can go for that one. Oh no, because it's the black.
Yeah, we actually knew that one. I forgot. That's where the memory element comes into this game. All right, so no real phase. This is discard it, and then we go directly into the purchasing phase.
And you wanted to get that fish finder.
I think we should get the fish finder, and I'd love to get the red grasshopper back because we know where the 6 fish is this time.
All right.
But we need to spend $4. So the tackle box is worth 2, and this is worth 1, and this is worth 1. So hopefully that. Okay.
And we're gonna get 2 new cards.
2 new cards. Okay, and then we reset the bait shop. And now it's the AI's turn.
All right.
So we'll flip that. The AI is going to remove the deep set. And it is going to, we can send any one fish to the bottom.
Okay.
Maybe this one, because it had that double bait
Yeah,
type.
well, we know what it is though.
Yeah, but are we ever going to have what we need for that?
At least we know what it is in case we get it.
Yeah.
Why not do one that we don't know anything?
Okay. This one?
Is that the one we don't know anything? Because we got that red one
Yeah.
before. Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay.
As they say, it's better the devil you know than the devil you don't know, right?
Yeah, true. And what's also good is the AI didn't catch anything.
Yes.
We do have the bummer of a -2 this round.
Bummer.
It's 1 a.m., so I guess the fish just aren't as hungry right now. We'll move into our turn. We can play this bait. Actually, it's the search phase, so we can play this so we can scan 2 spots in the lake, and we have a strength of 2. So I'll play that. Why don't we look at this one? It's a strength of 5 with black bait, so we just have to remember that.
Okay.
And then this was the red one, right? So
I
we already
believe
know
so.
that. Let's look at this one.
Okay.
Oh, so this one is worth -1 points. It has 0 strength to catch it, and any lure gets it. So it's actually kind of maybe if we get to pick the AIs, what they catch, we can send it that way. But we definitely don't want to cast in that area because we'll get
Okay,
-1
that's some cool
point.
strategy that you can have the AI catch this to hurt their score.
Yeah, the box turtle
That's
messing
smart.
up our fishing.
That's neat. I didn't expect it. That's a nice surprise. Okay. Very cool.
We'll do that. All right, so we know a little bit about that.
Should we play that? It goes in discard. No, we gotta
Well,
keep
it
it out
stays
plus
because
2.
we get +2, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll play a red bait. So we have +2, but it's -2. We're technically at 0, and we want it to try and catch that thing that was at 6. So I think we still can if we do the cast for 2, and then the hold still, because it's a live bait, we get a bonus 2. So this is actually 4. So we're actually
6.
at the 6
Okay.
that we need.
Awesome.
And hopefully we can counter whatever we have to. But it's right here, I remember.
Okay.
Okay, so
But it has 2 dice, and what's this symbol here, if I may show?
there is a white die and a black die, and the arrow circle symbol, which
Yeah.
means if any of the dies that we roll shows a blank symbol, we have to re-roll that die 1 time. So there is a chance to roll a die and not have to counter anything.
Okay.
So we'll roll these 2, and it's a yellow and a green.
Which we do have a green there, and we do have our strong line.
Yep, exactly. So we can play this set for the green
Okay.
to counter that. And then our strong line, it allows us to discard 1 die. So we'll discard that one. So now we've caught the fish. And this goes into our discard.
Okay, so we didn't even have to use the symbol. We're just using the effect.
Its ability.
Here.
Yeah.
Its ability, which is it's allowed to discard a die. I wonder if we could have used that on a turn before and we just forgot to do it.
I think there was the one yellow when we needed 2 yellows.
Yeah.
So I don't think we could have because it only lets us get rid of the 1 die.
We only had 1 yellow. Yeah.
So that goes into our discard now.
Okay.
As do all of these. But the good news is we caught a fish. Go us.
Yeah.
So I think we're up to 12.
Let's see. Yeah, we're up to 12. We're only about 8 behind, I think.
We just need that one big catch.
Yeah. So it's not over. That's a good thing. All right, so you need to
then,
draw. I'll reset. Oh no, we gotta do buy.
We do our buy, but
Yes.
we have $3. I don't know if we want to try and buy something.
Well, don't we need live bait?
Yeah, because we don't know if we're gonna get bait. So, did we see a green or yellow? I don't remember.
No.
We didn't.
We saw.
This was we don't want to go there. We don't know what's there now.
That's
that was the black and the red one. This was black, and then we don't know what these 2 are.
And we don't have do we have any black bait here?
No, which is a bummer.
What about dynamite? Can I get dynamite?
We only have $3.
Is that an actual card you can get in the game?
No, but we might have to add dynamite to the game though.
Maybe be a promo card.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool, actually. It's like you caught all the fish. I think we just hold on to this. Or no, we got to buy some bait, right?
Yeah.
So we have $3. Let's buy both of these.
Yeah, might as well.
And then $1 is wasted, but that's the way it goes. And then we'll draw back up, and we can reset the tackle box. Probably a good time. Oh, and our strong line. Is that all? Sorry.
All right, so now we're and then do the AI. Hey, we're +1 bait.
Yeah, that's good. So the AI actually caught the box turtle.
Good.
Look at that.
That's
the far right, and that's what you get. So now the AI score came down 1 point. Go us.
Awesome.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
All right, and now it's our turn again. I think we
don't know where anything is, though.
Yeah.
Do we have the detector, the fish thing? Why don't we do the tackle box? See if we can get that.
Yeah, we'll definitely play our tackle box. So we draw 3, and then we pick one that we want.
Is there anything that you can do in this game to get rid of cards permanently?
The only way that cards can be getting rid of is basically not buying back live bait. So
okay.
there is a point if you buy too much stuff that you don't need, you could actually hurt your hand.
That's what I was asking. Yeah.
But I think the fish finder's good. We can take that one and put these 2 back on top.
Yeah, definitely. So let's play that.
Yeah, so we'll play the fish finder, and we get to scan 2 lake spots.
We don't need to do these 2.
Yeah, let's do this one.
Okay. Green.
Oh, but it's a 10. So that's a bit out of our range at the moment.
Okay, 10 green.
And let's look here. It's
9
a yellow 9. We have the bait for both of these. I just don't think we have enough to get them, unfortunately.
Yeah, because you won't have enough to counter the dice.
Yeah. But I think this might be a round where we just kind of prepare ourselves. So we could play our strong line still. So next time we try and catch something, we can discard one of those fish.
Okay.
And then...
discard here.
Oh, yeah. Let's discard it. And then let's buy something. And I think we should buy that lift hook.
Definitely. It's a 3.
Yeah. And then let's
Okay.
we need to discard 3. So let's discard these 3.
Let me show that on camera what you're getting rid of.
Yeah, we'll discard these 3. And maybe we can try and go after that yellow 9 that we saw before.
Very cool. So we have the lift.
And then we'll draw back up.
Now, did you discard this by accident?
Well, we sold it to buy the lift.
Okay, so that's an important thing to remember, that if you don't use the live bait, it still goes into the bucket.
Well, we sold it so we used the cash value But yeah, it goes into the bait bucket.
Yeah, because normally when you use cards to sell, it goes into your discard pile, but because it's live bait, we didn't use it, it goes here. Okay.
You know, I'll actually verify on that too, just to be sure. But yeah, because I don't want to give the wrong information.
Yeah, not a problem.
It might actually go back in our hand, but I don't know.
So go ahead and give that to me while you're looking it up. I'll look it up real quick.
It's right here. I don't. It might not be in. It's probably in the bigger manual. It's
Okay.
something to look into. We upgraded that one a lot, but okay. Right. So let us. We have to reset and do the AI's turn. So we bought our stuff. We drew up, and now it's the AI's turn. And hopefully they don't catch something, but they did. They're gonna buy the lure attractant, so that's gone.
Okay.
And then they're gonna catch a fish here, which
Let's see.
was the 5.
A 5.
Yeah.
All right. So up to about 25.
Okay, so this round we cannot buy cards, so we might as well try and
Use everything.
go after it big. So we're trying to get that yellow one, right? So let's go with the. Can we get to a strength of 9 is the question. So we have that. We have a cast, which will get us to 2. If we play this, it gets us to 6.
I need 3 more.
And we do have a hook card that's going to give us 3 strength. So we'll be able to meet the criteria.
Just whether or not we can defend the dice.
Exactly. But we do have our strong line, and then we have a green and a red.
So I'll put it here. You do have that.
Yeah.
That's basically our 7th card in our deck.
Yeah. So that could be beneficial. So, okay, let's cast 2 here where we know the yellow fish is. Okay, so it's 9. We're only at 6, so we have to play our lift card.
Right, and the reason why you waited is just in case we drew from the wrong pile.
Yeah.
So it was good to wait in case we made a mistake. All right, so now we got to roll 3 dice.
Oh, this is going to be rough. So 1 blank, that's good, and then 2 green.
No, we have 2 green, or we can make a die disappear.
Yeah.
Either way, we're using that card.
Yeah, so we have this one to counter that, and then the strong line, because it's in our attachment, we technically can't use those.
Oh.
So we can just discard one of the dies, though.
Oh, okay. So when you attach it,
Yeah.
you can't use these symbols. You can only use the effect.
Yeah, these symbols
All right.
are only when cards are in your hand, basically.
Okay. That's good to know.
So we caught a 9. I mean, that's pretty big.
So we're getting close.
Yeah.
The AI is only like 6 points ahead.
That might put us back in the game.
Yeah.
All of this is discarded, which was basically
And we
our
can't buy
entire
anything
hand.
anyway.
Yeah.
So let's move on here. How many more turns we have left here? We have only 3 more turns after
We
this.
can speed it up a little too.
Well, we can play 1 more turn.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, because everybody's getting the feel for the game. That's the whole point. And then if there's any of those little technicality rules, you're going to want to check the comments below. Because I ask questions that
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to give the wrong answer,
Yeah.
but yeah, okay. So we can do 1 more round, like you said. So the AI will buy or we'll have to flip this. Sorry,
Yeah, flip it.
the AI actually buys nothing, but this is going to get rotated to the bottom. So it's a good thing we caught that yellow because it would have been on the bottom
Right.
now. We have a +2 this phase, which is quite nice.
And do we know that there's a black card? Do we have anything that can get a black fish?
Unfortunately not. I think our best bet is playing the spinnerbait because it has 2 color symbols.
Okay.
So we'll play that.
And-
actually, in the search phase, we would have played this as well. I forgot.
Okay, so
our strong line.
we're gonna set this that we can get rid of a die if we need to.
Yeah, so that's played.
Okay.
And then, maybe we'll get lucky and find a low-level red or
We can
green.
cast twice.
So play this, right? And that actually gives us a 3rd attempt. So we're at 3.
Oh,
If
okay.
it's a fish that's 6, we get 2. And we might as well...
Yeah, I'll show that here just in case. Here's a small text here. If the fish is 6 or higher, you get an additional 2.
Yeah, so that adds a lot.
It's called pool, right? What is this symbol telling you?
Those are the strength. It's your angler strength.
Okay,
adds
angler.
up.
Okay, additional 2 angler. Okay.
And we can play this one too, just to be safe. So we're technically at
Yeah, because we have an
5.
artificial.
Yeah, so we get the bonus one, and then there's 2. So we're at 7 right now, which
Okay.
isn't shabby. So let's just
Because of this
go.
card, we can cast 3 times.
Yeah. So I guess here.
Yeah. Okay.
Another black one. We can't get that. It's last round, so I'm not even gonna remember. This one, that was the big red one, right? I don't think.
Oh,
we
it went down to the bottom.
Oh, did it? Let's see.
No, we caught that one, and then.
Let's look here.
Well, I know that's available too, but go ahead and go with that one first. Green
We
river.
actually have what we need to catch that by a large amount.
And it's worth 6 points.
Yeah. So let's roll the green and black, or sorry, the white and black die. 2 yellows. You gotta be kidding me! Oh, no. So we could have played our strong line, but unfortunately,
We don't.
in
have
our
any
hand we
yellow.
don't have the green. That's the second time I rolled 2 yellows and really just kind of
Wow, that's a
messed us
bummer.
up. Yeah, because that could have put us in the lead.
Well, let's see what would have happened because it's the end of the game.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say we did catch this.
So we'll say end of the game, and now let's add up the
What-
AIs live well and our live well.
9, 12, 21. This would have made it 27 if we would have caught it.
I think that was the one we needed. My bad roll.
Okay, 5. You know, I'll do it on this camera here.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
probably easier.
Okay, so 5, 9, 14, 22, 21,
Didn't it?
26. We would have won.
We would have won by what were we gonna have,
We would
27?
have had 27.
Oh, we would have won by 1 point.
So if you didn't roll bad,
If I didn't roll 2 yellows.
Yeah.
Oh.
which you've done twice.
Yeah. But I mean, we thought we were getting blown away. We were actually really in there.
Well,
to
what
the
I
end.
like is, see, when I remember I asked you in the beginning that it could potentially get 72 points. Well, it's really not that much because what's happening here in the AI deck, which I like, it doesn't necessarily punish you a lot because it's putting fish at the bottom.
Yeah, so no catch there, catch
Yeah.
there, no
So-
catch there.
And that's cool because that's what make it really intolerable as a solo game if you're constantly getting beat up.
Yeah.
And no, it does. It does. It could be a bummer on this, in the sense that you might lose a fish that you were trying to remember where it was.
If you knew, oh, there's a red 5 there, I want to try and catch.
See
and
the
then it
other
goes down.
3 cards. Yeah.
Oh, look, we got if one of those 2 came out, it would have been 1 less catch. Probably could have.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
we had a good chance to win still. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's the that's tournament fishing, the night fishing expansion. This is a solo like travel size game,
Yeah.
but it's also you can implement it into the base game and add a 5th player option.
Yeah, it says 1 to 5 players, 45 minutes. Now, other than the deck here, the AI deck that came in here, what else did we play with in here that you added?
We actually used everything that came in this deck or in this expansion. There's a few lake deck cards that go back into it because you don't use every single one. So there's a
Okay.
little bit of variety between the fish. And then the only thing that I added was these dies that don't come with that. But
Okay.
you can buy these as an add-on if you want to play with the dice versus the fight
So
deck.
even the buy cards were in this deck?
Yep.
So everything we play. So in other words, you have the base game if you want to show it real quick. Lift it up.
So this is actually the...
The base game.
well, this is the deluxe edition during the Kickstarter.
Right.
It can still get it through the Pledge Manager, but this back here is actually what the base game looks
Right.
like and is available.
So my point is this, is that we didn't play with anything from the base game. You can get a full
yeah,
tournament fishing game just with this expansion.
that's
pretty
100%.
And,
And it's
obviously,
travel size, which it's really
obviously
nice.
you're not getting the play mat or the dice.
Yeah, because they
And-
can't fit in the box, but
Now, did it come with the fight deck?
comes
instead
with
of
the full
dice?
fight deck. Yeah.
Okay.
The full AI, lake, and the bait shop cards.
So what's the price difference between? Get the right camera.
Yeah.
The price difference between this and this.
So right now, I believe this is on the Pledge Manager. This is 40, and this is 15.
Okay.
And there's a combo where you can buy both. And the cool thing, actually, I'll just show real quick. We made it so there's a storage section for the expansion in the base game.
Nice. I'll show that on camera.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And there's actually the spot for the dice in the base game right here as well. And these are properly spaced, so if you sleeve all the cards, they will fit properly in the box.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm impressed that there's that much game in here.
Yeah.
Wow. Again, this is pure reaction for me. I haven't played this at all. It's the first time.
Did I do a decent job teaching it to you?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, there were some questions, but I feel like I was like,
Well,
all
there's
right,
only
I did
two
okay.
little minor things that you can verify in the comments. Is when you put stuff in the bait bucket, are you able to search? Remember we asked that question. Are you able to search what you want, or can you only buy the top one? And then there was another one I asked.
Yeah, what was it? I mean, we can go back and look.
Oh, it was, no, I remember. It was when you buy with a bait, does it go into the bait bucket or does it go back?
Oh, yeah, that is what it was.
Yeah. So, hey, just check the comments below. Matthew will verify
I'll double check those and put them in the comments for sure.
All right, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I backed the game. I didn't know that it was this cool. So.
Well, I appreciate that, and thanks for doing the video with me.
Yeah. All right. Well, look forward to future videos with Matthew down the road.
See ya.
All right. Take care.